match of the group stage for both these teams. This will set the pace for Group A. And so we do have, again, Elements probably soloing top as Kassadin, Big Fat LP running that Cleanse Flash Urgot, Chasser running Exhaust Ghost Shen, Kumi24 running the Flash Jungle of Mumu, and Hotshot GG going to be running the Clairvoyance for the team, running around on Cho'Gath.
So Cho'Gath, I'm sure he's gonna want to just be a gentleman all game, of course.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So Big Fat LP unfortunately not running a skin this game, and neither is Ashe or a Moon or Nunu. Makes me a little bit sad.
Definitely a huge disadvantage not picking a skin on your champion. It's really hurtful. For,
yeah, and just make sure no one thinks we're trolling too hard. Skins do not actually confer a real advantage in the game, but looking pretty is always nice. I just want to make that one clear in case we're not certain. Skins do not confer a real advantage to you in game aside from prettiness. So maybe they get oohed and odd and they kind of AFK. Go ahead and hide some chat. Looks like CLG is going to be talking in team chat, and I don't want to deal with that one. I got made fun of for hiding chat last time I was streaming, but let's be fair. There's no real need for it. I'm going to go ahead run the interface down a little bit.
Yeah, so we do have maybe EU is going to be able to sneak past here. So is CLG. So I think they may be waiting in this bush, hoping to catch somebody. I'm not sure. They actually are not going to see anyone though. So.
Wow, so a very aggressive push from TicTacs going all the way down to the bottom. Let's find out where CLG clairvoyanced. They clairvoyanced red, and they're going right away for the blues. They're taking over blue. Now I think TicTacs knew they were going to lose blue, and so they were like, oh, I'm going to go hide, like as far away on the map as I can. And so CLG is content to take blue, and that's pretty good. Now, one good thing about Nunu is he can jungle okay without golem buff. It's not great, but he does all right.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of Nunu start at the small golems and just go all the way up through it. And they're fine. They can actually do it really quickly with, they can clear the jungle and come out and do a quick early roam or gank or invade the other jungle. And there's not a lot of roamers not a lot of junglers that can do that. So. Yeah,
indeed. So, yep, CLG takes over the wolf camp, and they're going to go for the golem now. They're going to send two of them pilling back. Karthus running up towards top, Urgot as well. So choosing recall to get themselves to the right location. And fast lizard buff picks up for TicTacs. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what they do about this. Smite goes off and picked up on Soda.
Yeah, okay. Really smart move there, Smona. Unless she just wants to harass while... Oh, man, they might actually get a... I don't know, there's...
Oh, it's close.
Nah, they decided not to get into that situation.
Going to be safe. Rupture comes out. Shen dashes away. So red buff Soda still is able to zone, actually. Actually, it's going to work out okay, because I think they wanted it on Ashe. And Ashe can cause last hitting while Sona can harass, and her base attack range isn't bad. So
definitely with Sona harass early game is so frustrating. I mean, you get that passive going and you just burst people down, and I think that's really a strong point of Sona, to be honest.
All right, Urgot and Kassadin are going to switch, and so Urgot wants to take on that Corki, which is of course a really good choice. He's really good at taking on Corki. Kassadin can spam on Karthus pretty much with impunity, but Karthus actually getting a lot of bonus MR. You can see he's got 28 magic resist right off the bat. So we grabbed a ton of stuff there.
58 magic resist. That's gonna be tough for Kassadin to deal with.
And that's pretty much what he's looking for. Is like if you're laning against someone like Kassadin who can just Q spam you, you just spam a bunch of MR and you're pretty much good to go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Nunu with a ton of armor as well has also gotten flat magic resist glyphs. Nunu is level 2. Still no golem, but he's gonna be okay. Amumu actually gonna run for his own golem. This is actually gonna be really good for CLG. They'll get 2 buffs to 1. Because they traded blue and red, but Mumu going for his blue. Nunu going for a fast gank, potentially. He's going for a gank, but he's nowhere close enough. The minions are too far away.
Okay, he's forwarding, so...
There. Okay.
Wants to kind of avoid his lane getting ganked.
This is really, really good for CLG. This is going to be a lot... This is just going to be really good for them, because Amumu's going to have blue buff, and Nunu will not, and he's going to start being way faster. That's extremely powerful there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they let that happen. That's what Amumu needs, So.
Yeah. So good play from CLG all around. Let's see what else they can accomplish. So yeah, you can see that just like this card is just not getting harassed. There's no point.
No, it's not gonna help. Elemesh is gonna have to try his best to get CS. It's actually gonna be a really difficult lane for him. I definitely don't envy him for having to do this little comp here.
Yep. And sure enough, Karthus not running AP on almost anything. Does not have AP, Blues, or Quince. Just has that 2 ability power from the Mastery. So, okay, here we go. The dive in from Shen and Shogun does knock off Ash. Ash taking a ton of damage, and of course Soda cannot force him to not die. Exhaust comes out. There, can they get enough damage out? But does get healed by Soda. Still trying to run away. Rumble Spike comes out, and that will knock out Soda. Soda taking some more damage as well, but she is still slowing them. And Hotshot GG getting really low. Of course, now Soda hadn't gotten utility spec, so her red buff is already gone.
Yeah. That's pretty good overall harass there, although, you know, Hotshot took a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to heal up by killing some creeps while Sona's going to obviously keep Ash alive. She is low on mana, but she'll be fine for getting a few heals off here and there. Yes,
indeed. So, interestingly enough, Sona seems to be going armor per level yellows, flat MR blues, and is camping up with those stats. Actually, I take that back. That's been confiscated, fused by... obfuscated was the word. I said confiscated. Her armor ore is actually giving her a ton of those resists. So actually, never mind. I'm going to stop doing math on that now. The Core Keepers are down to half health. GG doing a pretty good job with that Meki pendant, and he lands the E. No, he will not actually. Just barely misses that Corki. Will not get quite any damage out of it. But now his minions are pushing with all the damage he's put out with his spells. Kassadin's still not chasing Karthus down at all. Element's going to last hit as best he can.
Yeah, that's really his best option right now. He doesn't really want to harass because he's gonna, you know, take more damage from getting that range to harass than he is gonna be able to do damage to him. So he's just gonna use that Q to her last hit. So.
Oh, sorry, yeah. In both cases, the solos for Europe are actually winning. TicTacs are winning about 30 to 20 in both lanes in last hits. So that's pretty good for them. So they're up in gold right now. Meanwhile, bottom lane though, let's look at what Hotshot GG and Chester have. 13 and 9 versus Ash with 33, so gold very much in the advantage of TicTacs. Finally some harass going off onto this Corki, taking quite a bit of damage from GG. Getting down below half health now. Nice job there. Now going to reset these minions a little bit and wait for cooldowns.
And we may have a little bit of a gank here. I don't know if Amumu's going into Nunu's jungle. Oh, yeah, it looks like he's actually going to go into the jungle. Not going to go for Corki, since Corki does have that little Valkyrie that get away.
Yeah, he's probably going to be okay. Without ultimate, you can't really pin a Corki down. So.
But up here up top, we do have a 3-man gank coming in. I think this Karthus could be in for trouble. He already used his flash. If Kobe can land this. Oh, he missed barely it! Wow.
Good concept, but he's not going to die anymore. Kobe missing the shot, but all the damage output is so high right now. Wow. You've got to be careful.
Nasty. Oh, that's very disappointing. But I guess they did use that flash, but still, that would have been a nice gank to get off 4 elements so that he could get some lane dominance. Not going to happen.
Maybe. Well, so Flash is down, so maybe not having Flash, not a big deal. Carlton not having Flash, bigger deal. So they have a better chance of ganking him from now on, and we'll see what they can do with that. 42, 42, 49, though. Huge minion kills there versus 25, 36, 33. So minions still very much in the favor of TicTacs. Hotshot GG now soloing against Sona Ash, and that's not really happy for him.
And we got actually 3 people above 40 CS. Nobody on CLG above 40 CS.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty big deal, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty painful. So, Hotshot going to last in a lot of these minions right there. Going to go ahead and try to stop more of them down. Definitely getting himself a lot of health out of this. Messing up his last hits a little bit, hitting a couple of them too early, but doing okay in lane. There we go, just farming up his health. Chester dives onto Ash, getting a lot of free damage right there. Tons of damage output, puts on the strength as well, just in case. Gets Ash down to half health. Good work there.
Yep, one catch by her, and she's probably going to be in some big trouble. He doesn't have his feast yet, but I don't know. I can't tell what his level is coming up to, but if he hits 6, that Ash is going to have to get out of there. And
yeah,
there should be in. Pretty smart move.
Yep.
So overall, as far as the roaming and jungling and stuff like that, we see that a lot of people go in, and of course that gank wasn't successful, but you did talk about he used his flash, and a big part about roaming and gank is that you want to first go in, your first objective is to get rid of those summoners, and then come back and go for the gank. A lot of people get disappointed when they don't get that initial gank, but if you use the summoners, then your objective was kind of complete, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, just getting summoners killed is actually not so bad, so keep that one in mind. And Nunu gives the blue buff away to Corki, so a lot of buff transfers. Nunu has only held 1 lizard buff for himself this game. And gives the blue to Corki, and Corki's going to be able to spam on this Orgot pretty hard. So one good thing that Corki has for himself is once you get a decent amount of levels, your spell casts start bursting really hard. You can see right there, he's like one-shotting minion waves.
Look at this hot shot down here. Big trouble, getting arrowed by Ash. No way he can get away. We got a Karthus ult coming in here, gonna pick up the kill. First blood for TicTacs, very nice.
All right, nice job there. How did Cho'Gath get himself out in that situation?
I think he was going in for a ward or something, and they actually saw that because they have a ward there in that. No, actually, yeah. See, I think he put that ward in that bush, and they saw him coming there. There's 3 of them.
Oh wow, that's really good play. So very good collapsing right there. That Sona move speed doing a little bit of that help. I picked up a very fast dragon for that as well. Nunu, of course, leading the charge. Great at taking down dragon. Self heals, takes a ton of damage out at once. The Sona actually maybe going for Philo Stone, considering that she's got the fairy charm as one of the first items.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty smart overall, I suppose. But
Yeah.
you know, she's just trying to use that aura to advantage the whole team.
Yeah, and they're zoning out Shen a little bit now. That's one of the problems with the NA lane comp is their bottom lane is usually 2 sort of melee guys. And when you've got 2 ranged people, they just kind of zone you out all day, and there's not a lot you can do about it.
Yeah, see, I think with these 2 tanks, they really want to get farmed up, at least one of them, quite strongly, and it's just not happening because there's nothing they can do with. I mean, like I said, Sona's poke harass just alone is just extremely damaging, and then you add Ashe into that equation, and yeah, then you get the result that you have now. Urgot up to 63 CS now, definitely not matched up to Corki with 81. Wow, farming like a boss. Whew.
Yeah, and he's got a Sheen now too.
Mm-hmm.
He can start bursting this Urgot pretty hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And the thing is, we actually hit Urgot's. I don't know if it was the Nocturne patch or if it was later, but you know we hit his base shield strength a little bit and his base health, so he's a little bit more harassable. And if that's an effect right now, then Corki's gonna have a really good job of like jumping onto him and slugging it out. Because right now, if Urgot lands the E, he's gonna get 400 damage out of it, but he's gonna get only 400 damage out of it. And Corki can kind of just like face tank him and just be like, well, okay, but I can burst you for 500 as well, so let's do this.
Yeah, that's kind of what you gotta kind of judge when you're playing against an Urgot. You gotta realize if you can do more damage to him than he can do to you, because you know that if he lands his E, he's gonna hit those things on you. There's not much you can do to get out of it. So sometimes it's actually a better idea to stand there and fight him if you can get the more damage off, but it just kind of depends.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, just more or less hitting this Corki running double buffs. That's always fun for me when I'm Corki. Just running on double buffs be awesome.
Oh god. Corki double buffs, man, it's such a scary thing. Actually, his blue just wore off, but he does have a red, which is scary enough as it is.
Oh yeah.
And a Mumu on CLG with the double buff. Of course, he is a jungler. No big surprise there.
But he's not been able to. Oh, sorry. He's not been able to find a gank for himself yet. So
yeah.
You know, bottom lane like always kind of looks available-ish because Sona's not one of those like twitchy supports that can like completely support everything you do and like make you not die. But
She has Philo Stone right now. A couple of wards as well. So decent map control overall. CLG's ward has already died from that bush there that he died putting down anyways. Other than that, it looks like TicTacs has got most of the map control at this point.
CLG has a single ward up. They can see bottom lane and that's it.
Yep.
But I guess, Kassadin's still like, stuck behind his side of the map anyway. Oh, nice. Oracle's on a Mumu. That's why they're low on wards, because he's walking around with oracles now. He's picked up one ward right there. Did not see the one on the way to Baron, unfortunately. He puts a ward down in that triangle brush. A little bit better. He should face check that brush. There's no reason he shouldn't.
He really should. There we go.
There we go. Oh, Kobe. There you go.
For a second, I thought he was
picking up
just
some
gonna
wards. So that's good. He's earned 50 gold back on ward kills. He's killed roughly 200 gold worth of wards. And they put a new ward down.
Wow, what was the point of that? And maybe they're trying to bait it,
coming to support.
But there's no one there to bait, so no.
Yeah, I think he was trying to put it down without him being in sight range. Like he's like, okay, well, Mumu's not going to turn around and watch again, so no problem.
So we got, I guess Elements is doing a little bit better. He's getting some farm in. Definitely catching up to Karthus on that CS, so that's good. At least staying in line with the other AP carry in the game. Corki though, man, just unstoppable. It's really hard to stop Corki from farming because he's got so much range, and then he can just Valkyrie back if you do get something off on him. I really hate playing against Corki just for that reason. That it's like, people like to complain. They're like, "Why you let him farm so much?" Well,
he's Corki, man. What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly.
He one-shots minion waves.
Exactly.
He's like Sivir without an AoE auto attack.
There you go. Boom, dead. So yeah, this is the kind of game that happens when there is no roamer. Just kind of really slow. 15 minutes into the game, we only had one kill from Hotshot getting caught, going for that ward. But other than that, it's just been a lot of farming and everyone playing really safe. And we should see some pretty nasty team fights going forward. You know, once we get out of this whole early game laning phase.
Yeah.
And it's going to start
They
pretty
are getting
soon.
themselves some buffs.
Another ward down by Kobe. Good job.
Oh, nice. Yep, Corki getting himself pretty beefy now. One more hit to get the kill. There we go. He's got himself blue buff. Those are coming up fairly soon. We'll get that in the next minute or two. And right now, actually, Urgot's E is down. He could have actually just dove for it right there and just, like, pounded on him. I actually would have done that as Corki myself. Just been like, I would dive at him and then juke every Q that I could. Generally, it's actually it's not too hard to juke skill shot champs by just moving between attacks. The difficulty would be that I would take the very first one to the face, and then because I would Valkyrie and he'd hit me right away, then I'd have to be able to dodge the rest of them while being debuffed. So okay, there we go. He actually lands the E this time. Damage output is pretty good from Urgot now.
Nice.
I gotta land one more Q, and yep. Oh no, he will actually be out of range for that one. So he would have to buy about a quarter of his health.
So it'll start to build up more and more damage as the game goes on.
Yep.
I think the easiest one to dodge is probably Caitlyn. You know, you fight against a Caitlyn, you just kind of run up to her melee range, and as she starts to shoot it, you just run to the other side of her.
Yeah, you just walk to the back. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I've done that with Ezreal too. It's fun.
Elements up here is pretty low in mana. Of course, he's got the Catalyst, so as long as he levels up pretty soon, he should be fine. But at the same time, he is lower health, and we know that Karthus just wants to get him just to that sweet spot and take him out. No one gonna really gank anyone there though. Really just a lot of farming the jungle creeps, but hopefully we should see some tower pushing pretty soon as the game gets moving forward.
Yep. So let's see, Nunu roaming around, not wearing oracles just yet. Urgot trying to spot someone in the brush, does not see a gank on the way. Does not see Nunu either, that cliff is too much in the way, so he won't get that spotted either. Corki getting some little bit of free damage out on Urgot, good stuff there. Another missile coming out, does not shield that in time.
You know, I'm kind of interested to see why, you know, usually the Nunus will get a really early oracles, but he has definitely not gotten one yet. And he hasn't died,
he's
so
buying wards just now, actually, instead. So here comes the dragon fight, though. They are getting ganked. Urgot actually misses all his skills, but it's 4v3. There we go, 4v4. They should be able to go into this. Ash arrow comes in. Back struggle to the face. Here comes Nunu. Ice Blast comes in. There's the ultimate from Karthus and Nunu. Hotshot GD taking a bit of damage, and Amumu goes down. There's the dance from Sona, and oh man, Cho'Gath has fallen as well. Corki picking up that kill. Now 3-0, forcing the rest of CLG out of that fight, and they could go back into it now.
Yeah, so this whole you see this this really long range poke and mobility is really turning out in their favor. You know, with the Ash arrow, and then Karthus saw that coming, so he used his ultimate, extra damage there. Oh wow, they might actually not gonna happen.
Ooh, no, Karthus ult, so he will live this time.
Yeah, but they will take that tower, so that's actually pretty huge advantage. They got 2 dragons now, 3 kills, and a tower. So, you know, they're going to have to be careful. CLG is going to have to really pick up a couple kills here and there, or they're going to get snowballed on. Yeah,
so definitely some really, really good play from these guys so far. And let's see.
I felt like the early game might have gone to CLG, and you know, that's why I talked about that. It's really going to come down to the early game. If CLG can win the early game, they might have a chance. If they can win the early game, then they don't have a chance. But
English difficult much?
Yeah.
We're up to 19,000 viewers, by the way, so we're getting up there. We're hitting almost 20K. That's pretty awesome. I like, you know, seeing big numbers and having people be excited for LOL. So we got Corki going back into lane, just last hitting a ton of stuff with missiles. Spamming out those spells like it's nobody's business. He's actually not gone Tear the Goddess, so he's actually just going for a fast Trinity Force, not going Mana Mune necessarily.
Yeah, that is, usually you do see Corki's go for the Mana Mune first, but I mean,
because basically you just spam with them and you just like yeah, you basically win your lane by ability spamming and not really caring about targets. And then you just kind of can just like force the lane back to the base and you just pill and do it again. And with utility spec and like move speed quints, you can pretty much just do that. And clear the wave, then go back to base, and then show back up before the minions have spawned again.
Exactly.
And you force your opponent to last hit against the tower. You reset the minion wave location because they died to the tower anyway, and then you just like have charged up your mana, you know, your mana crystal and all that, and you're in really powerful shape. So
really strong. You know, I've actually never been that good on Corki. Like I don't know why. I just don't feel like he's my playstyle. I don't get it. Like.
He's fairly high skill cap. He's a couple of unique moves where like you have to, you know, really be able to hit those missiles because you have to hit a lot of them, and they're part of your DPS. They're not like, okay, I'm a move, I'm gonna hold on to it, and then like I can ult into bandage toss and like land a free stun, and you know, my one goal is to sit and make you dodge this. It's like you have to be fighting and then just casting your spells as it goes.
That's true.
And it's getting spells in between auto attacks so you don't lose attack animations. it's facing yourself correctly for a Gatling gun, so you don't lose Gatling gun damage. He's very much like, in a way, timing based.
Yeah, I can see that because there's some champions that I played, a few times, and I really just didn't like them at all. And then after I played them a couple more times, kind of got the hang of it. It kind of started to click, and I was like, oh, I see. That's
Yep,
probably how it is with Core. I've only played him like 3 times, so.
that's fair. Yeah, so it looks like 3v3, no, 3v4 down
Oh!
the bottom. Oh, they have found Kobe24 in the brush. He's taking so much damage. He flashes out of the way. And he will take it a
I don't
Karthus
think this is
ult.
gonna kill him.
He will not die to Shen, but now Urgot in the middle takes an absolute zero. Amumu tries to go back in and ults, but doesn't hit almost.
Oh no! Mumu going down as well, and I don't think that Cho'Gath is gonna get away here. He's definitely gonna die.
Dead tower. Toss to the rupture. He's still running away. He should have died to that died to the enemy turret before. There comes the ghost. He's going down for sure.
Not gonna make it.
Coming out.
There it is. Ash getting the kills just at the last second. Wow. Very nice. So this is looking really bad for CLG, man. Down 6 kills, down a turret, about to lose another one. 2 dragons down as well. And now that Nunu does have the oracles, man, that's just really, I don't know what CLG is gonna do at this point. They're gonna have to, man, pull something out of thin air. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going really poorly. Their team fight is good. Actually, I say that, but it's not really true. They have just like, we said this earlier, they have kind of like a weird amalgamation of champions that are all strong, but I don't see synergy in this build.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they have on the EU side. We've already talked about it, but I mean, it's got the Nunu and Sona synergizing well with the carries, double carries. It's just sick,
It worked, and I don't know if they did it just to like be like, hey, I mean, Tristana, Ezreal, Misfortune are still in there, right? Like. They had other choices. They weren't really blocking out other carry choices. Actually, Caitlyn's really good too. Actually, this is old Caitlyn, so she's not all that strong just yet.
True.
Yeah, and Ezreal I think got 1 buff in the middle of these patches, so maybe he's a little bit weaker than live, but I think he still has his ultimate doing doing AD ratio. So, but even still, there's Misfortune of the Tristana like still available. So they chose Urgot, and of course Urgot is a strong choice. They're finally giving their blue buff to Cassidy, and that'll help quite a bit. Finally, that's the first time Cass has a blue buff this game, I think. And well, here's one thing though: is they have not yet fought with elements, but they have fought with Karthus ult. So elements.
Karthus ult is always there. And basically, every single fight, Karthus ult was a big part of that. Every single fight.
Yeah.
I don't see enough Karthus players. I think we should really see. He's an extremely strong champion. It's just that his skill cap is so high that you just have to practice him a lot to play
he's
into his full potential.
Super open to ganks, right? Like you have to ward that lane and sit top and not get picked on, and then just know when team fight's starting, just press R and just pick up your assists, and it's worked really well for him. We just really see Karthus just being a force to be reckoned with this game. I don't think he's actually moved from top lane and is 2-0-3.
Yeah. I really believe that Karthus, if in the right hands, is probably one of, if not one of the strongest champions. I mean, I've seen P-Diz. He jumped all the way up to, I think, like 2,000, 2,100 elo, like before he stopped playing again, and he had like a 75% win ratio all the way up there, just playing Karthus.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty legit.
I definitely can't do it. I played him. I was like, I can't land this Q. It's too hard. I wish I could see where it was landing.
You can actually click the ability, and then you can see the total area of effect, and you sort of memorize that, and then you do the Q clicks.
Yeah, I might have to do that if I ever play him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna be. They're probably gonna want to push these lanes up and see if they can pick up a Baron, or maybe wait for TicTac to go for Baron and then try and pick them off there. I don't know. At this point, they just keep getting caught in bad situations, and that's really hurting them a lot. This Ash Arrow. Is just wow, on point every time. Yeah,
it really is. And Karthus Nunu are great, like neutral killer champions. Wow, Dragon's up. Did they actually not get it the second time, or is it already respawned?
They got it. They definitely got it. It's already up though. It just that we waited so long before.
That's shorter than I remembered. All right, well that's 3 dragons now. What's your global gold at then? If you bought your Dorn's Blade yet?
Oh, let me buy it. What does that do? Is that something with observer mode?
Dorn's Blade puts you down to 0 gold, and then you just when you're observer mode, you don't get gold per second, and so you can just sort of count how much gold everyone's gotten from objectives.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm at 1,020 after buying it.
Jeez, everyone on the team is 1,000 free gold. That Sona's rich. Got that Philo Stone. Got a freaking cooldown boost. Got a Tear the Goddess. She's freaking beefy for 9 CS. Yeah, this is really, really good play so far from TicTacs. Like I just can't stress it enough. They're doing great work.
Yeah, and I just pushed the observer button here to look at the map control, and they pretty much have all of the important spots noted on the map. They can see if basically CLG cannot walk anywhere for any long amount of time without them knowing exactly where they're at.
Wow.
On the
CLG
map.
has only Baron. It's their only ward is Baron. They're really far behind.
After Mumu died, he lost his oracles, and now Nunu has his, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be really tough to kill at this point because
He's got Banshees and Turtle Shell, yeah.
Exactly. They don't want to focus him. I mean, he's not going to be doing lots of damage to anyone. They have to deal with that Ashe and Corki. And, well, not even just that. I mean, even if Karthus is left alone, he does so much amazing damage. He'll just stand in the middle of the team, and he's got his E, or what is it, the Defile, I think?
Yeah, Defile's the E. Yeah, it's really like they're all kind of carries too. Like Sun actually puts out pretty good damage. Nunu, if he gets an ultimate, puts out really good damage. Like they have this positive synergy of like mobility and being able to pick fights and being really buff, but like they don't have a solid initiation. They have like Ash Arrow, Wall of Pain, like Sona Dance, but they don't. And those all do stuff. Like they all are heavy CCs, but they don't have like
a dash in on you type.
Yeah, they don't have an Alistar or a Shen or an Amumu that's like, no, team fight has started. Like they
Exactly.
have sort of unreliable, like moderate CCs. Like, you cannot get a full team of Sun ult. It's too narrow.
Yeah,
really.
But the thing is that even without that, all you need is that Ash Arrow for them to catch up, and then they're perma-slowed, and then if Sony gets in range, of course there's the ult, and then Nunu gets in range, then there's another slow. So their CC is just being able to catch up and then keep them perma-slowed.
And they have the chain mobility as well, so I totally see it. And they're on to Baron. And CLG, without wards, hasn't... I think they know.
There's no way they can stop this.
They're moving.
Yeah,
it's dying fast, though. Like I said,
2
Karthus
carries plus Karthus. Yeah, not happening. Yeah, I think that this is going to be the end. Oh,
Arrow comes out, hits
but he
Urgot.
does... Oh, yeah, he's got it cleansed. Even with the cleanse, like, they can't... I don't think they can stop this tower push.
They can sustain it forever. With Sona and Baron buff, they can sustain on this push forever. They have better poke.
That's what I mean, yeah. They're not going to be able to... CLG's not going to be able to stop this push if they
one good thing,
keep it.
Yeah, one good thing is that they do, if one person does stand in range, because Amumu's ultimate does burst damage, they can lock someone into tower range and kill all the minions off right away, and then they can have the turret as part of the team fight. And they can maybe get something with that. But that said, Sona can just toss out Dance and they can just run away.
Definitely. So I'm thinking that it feels like Shin wants to split push, but at the same time he's kind of behind, and like I don't think he can really deal with somebody 1v1 if they even decided to split like that.
Yeah. Oh, they give blue up to Karthus. Mumu almost got a range to steal that with Smite. That'd have been really funny if he managed to like walk up like yoink.
Yeah, not gonna happen in this case.
You get Ashe out of the face right away, just die, give it back.
Let me take a look at the scoreboard. So TicTacs had that early game CS advantage, and then they ended up getting a couple kills, and it's just amazing snowball from that point on. I mean, just from the very beginning, snowballing, you know?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just getting worse and worse at this point. Corki up to 260 CS. Wow, so amazing at only 27 minutes. Closest on CLG is Urgot of only 187, not even past the 200 mark
Oh,
yet.
Man.
So,
wow. That Corki is armed. He's got Trinity Force and a Catalyst and a Pickaxe. Probably going for... What does it really matter? Because they're going out of the turret anyway. So the turret's down to half health. Wall of Pain will zone CLG away. Probably continuing to spam with Lay Waste. And they're up to the Inhibitor turret now. And they're just getting rid of these minions. Now, Urgot does land his E. He's going to get a lot of damage on this Ashe now, but he's out of range for some of it. So you guys managed to zone out of range this time.
Of course, Shen is trying to do the split push, like I was saying. He might get this tower. This tower is pretty low, but so yeah.
Backing off to Blue Pill. I'm surprised by that actually, that he's not getting a free tower for his team. He actually could have gotten.
I mean, they see that they're all
unanswered.
There.
Okay, there he goes. He's going for it now.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, he needed to do that.
I think because they backed off and
they're jumping out of the turret now. Here we go. Okay, no Banshee's Veil now on Nunu. That's really important. Let's see what they can do. They have dropped down that turret from Chester. He is still pushing on. That's good news for them. Of course, TicTacs will continue to sustain, but yeah, Chester will keep moving on, and they can sustain it. They can slowly poke this turret, but this choke point right here is just a dream for a Mumu Cho'Gath, and like they could just completely drop people there. And here comes the damage on it. There's the ultimate. Kobe 24 going down, stun going off. Urgot's about to drop. He barely gets away. Looks like a ton of damage coming off on a Nunu and Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath does go down. Nunu taking a turret, but he's gonna be okay actually.
Yeah, there was the ultimate by Chowster trying to come in and save. Not going to save the turret though. I like how that they kind of all synergized that well. You know that they called that on advance. As soon as that arrow went down, before it even hit, we already had a Karthus ult. So they were going all or nothing. They said we're going for it, guys, and we definitely got it. So
yeah, I mean, he's got Merc Treads and a turtle shell and a Giant's belt. Like he's not that beefy. He's just like dropped by those farm champions. So.
Yeah.
Up, Corki now onto the dragon. This would be their 4th dragon. They're just chaining these down.
Yeah, I really don't see what CLG could do at this point, and it's pretty exciting to see that they were taken down. I mean, I feel like they're kind of outdone in a lot of ways. I mean, the picks were pretty damn good. You don't see, it's not really a standard pick setup, but it was a very good one. I would have to say.
Yeah, it worked really, really well. I'm just, yeah, they don't have anyone that synergizes with the Moo is basically what it is. Like they picked a Moo and they're like, well, here's a bunch of random guys.
Yeah, I mean they don't have any more real strong AoE. I don't know. It's
like Urgot and Cassid are very individual champions. They're really good at harassy games where they can sort of kite around and focus stuff, but they're fighting against a team that can sustain basically.
They got double carry, double support is what it is,
Yeah.
And so they've got a support for each carry or 2 supports for 1 carry. It doesn't matter really. And so much initiation with the Ashe Arrow. I mean, I know, of course, they don't have the whole jump-in thing, but just every single team fight has been an Ashe Arrow, pretty much. And
yeah.
Karthus ult. Like, everyone. Karthus ult, Ashe Arrow, boom, dead.
Yeah, there's good reason that Ashe has been an early pick for most tournaments, is that just she is a strong carry, she does good damage. She's not, Corki level damage, but she still hurts, right? She's still a ranged DPS. She has above average attack speed. She has at least 1 AD scaling ability. She has really strong range, so she can auto-attack a fair amount. But she really is there to be a giant CC bot that happens to deal a lot of physical damage. And so you look at Corki, and he's really their damage output source. But, I mean, they just do so much damage. There's nothing else to say, really.
Yeah, I don't even know what they do against Corki, even with, if they kill Dash off her or something like that. It's just, boom, dead.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, indeed. This Karthus is rocking. I think Karthus is rocking 0921 masteries. I really think that. I'm gonna profile him right after this game and figure it out. Oh, Hotshot's been stunned. There's a wall of pain. It's gonna be painful. Yep. Get it? Wall of pain.
So much damage.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
F onto that Cho'Gath.
He is the tankiest person in the game, and he just gets melted.
Dropping fast as well. Tries to swap, going down. Karthus gets crushed.
They just can't do anything. I mean, it's just terrible. They're so far behind that they're just kind of doing what they want right now.
Urgot Corp's actually not animated.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I was about to say, I don't know if you saw that. But he's just kind of chilling there. Big fatty.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's those skin advantage thing.
Oh man, that Shen is getting dropped right there. Karthus not done either. Corki taking Tower Agger, but it won't quite matter. They're on to the last Nexus turret right now. CLG looks to be losing their first game of this group stage right here. TicTacs doing work. CLG coming back though. Let's see what they can do. They've knocked up Sona. A lot of damage coming out there. Corki running away. Some more sounds coming out.
Some more sounds.
Some more silence.
Oh, they said some more sounds. I was like, yeah, I guess they make.
Well, yeah, a lot of sounds, man. A lot of sounds.
Yeah. These, they attack things and it makes a sound. So.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So the Baron buff is gone. Baron will be respawning in less than 2 minutes now. And
I wonder if we have any updates on solo mid game. I wonder if anyone can tell us that. Let me ask my ESL channel.
Okay. So CLG is not necessarily over. I mean, it's 12-0 with like 4 dragons and a Baron and like 8 more turret kills. However, they haven't lost the game yet.
No, they have not.
They can farm in their base. I mean, they're gonna have actually infinite minion kills. So actually, if they don't win in 5 minutes, they actually have the chance of there's a super high up in the sky super minion right there. He got knocked out by the inhibitor and got knocked in the air. There we go.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, knockups, you're so funny. But they do have infinite minion kills, so they can catch up in that regard. New Baron, though, I think, yeah, TicTacs should go for Baron right now.
Yeah, nothing they can really do.
Yeah, so they'll push with this. I mean, CLG will get a couple of free minion kills. They'll probably get 1 or 2 key items picked up because of this. Yeah. Karthus has his Rabidins. Looks like no Frozen Heart yet for Hotshot GG. Kobe24, almost under the Sunfire. He's close to that as well. So, going to have the 2 Sunfires in there.
Another thing about with being ahead on kills is not just the gold, but you get experience. And here's another Ash Arrow once again.
Shit's going down, Kobe 24 going down, Carthus ult. Oh man, the pain. Big fat GG getting dropped. This is game over. There's no way they can find this.
100% Ash Arrow.
100% Ash Arrow. Yeah. They dove from across the map, and that's what that Sona was doing for them. That Sona and Nunu, letting them go across the map for those initiates.
That was amazing.
I
was really impressed with this one. Like even though it was a complete shutdown, like I was impressed to see like how it went down.
That was an extremely impressive match. I'm actually very impressed by that lineup. That worked in a lot of ways I didn't expect it to. Like we called the Astro initiate, we called they have high mobility, but I did not realize that they would initiate from 2 screens away and kill 2 people before the stuns ended. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's so much damage. I mean, Karthus damage, Corki damage, everybody. I mean, there's so much damage, and like once you get with an Ash Arrow, your only response is, "Oh, I gotta run away," and they're like, "Well, you're not going to."
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive play.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around and watching the video. Definitely subscribe up top, send your comments down below, add me on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to check out the website, kobecheese.com. And I'll see you guys around for the next one. Peace out.